One crisis that I solved as a intern slash worker at CPS with DCBS. They involved a 4-year-old who was having their bi-weekly supervised visit with their father. This took place at a public library in the local county. While running back from the bathroom, the child had missed a step up to where their father was sitting, and they had got a small gash um, right above the eyebrow. Mm, it ended up needing a few stitches. I think 7 or 8 stitches to close up. Now, during that time, you know, the child immediately became upset, freaking out. I think it scared them more than it hurt at the time. But the important steps to that, how to handle that, was we were able to remain calm, but start de-escalating. De-escalation was the biggest thing. Calming the father, calming the child down. Um, you know, getting them to the point where we could take a look at it, see what was going on, and then immediately calling for an ambulance to come pick them up. Um, Biggest thing to de-escalate this crisis was clear communication with the father. It was a supervised visit, so in theory, with the ambulance and the aunt that showed up, we could have, sent them with her to the hospital, and then, the father been like, well, you know, your visit's up, or we can't stick around and help you out there. Um, we were clear with him and the mother, who wasn't there, that everything that was going on every step of the way, um, and allowed him to come with us under our supervision to the hospital to make sure everything was going okay and stay there throughout the process, supervised, so he could see what was happening and not be left in the dark or any lingering questions about what was going on, what we were signing for, what needed to be done for the stitches. Um, Coordinate between the parents immediately, and as things are happening, make sure they were in the loop and know what we were having to do. Transparency was big to keeping that from spiraling into a further crisis. Allowing the parents, you know, even though they didn't have custody, and make sure they were informed on the whole process, their voice heard, went a long way in de-escalating that. And for that, we were there very late at night. I believe it was 10:30, 11 p.m. before we were leaving the hospital. Um, it went a long way towards the parents into not turning into a full-blown crisis, or the aunt with custody, to stay there the entire time, see it through to the end, make sure that we were keeping the parents in the loop the whole time, and not just stonewalling them out and telling them this is how it's going to be, this is what's going on, we're going home, you have to leave the hospital, she's going with the aunt. The primary strategy was with the child, make them feel safe the whole time, try and calm them down, speaking directly to them, being clear on what was going to happen on each step of the way, you know, trying to put things in words they can understand. So, the doctor's going to, use these little wires to help close your wound to heal, or they're going to use the glue to keep it closed, and, we'll be here with you, make sure everything's going on. For the parents, the big thing was with the father, keeping him calm, keeping him neutral on the matter, trying to head off negative thoughts, and he felt like the mother's gonna think I can't keep the child safe, or it's gonna affect my future visits, or negative thoughts like that. Keeping them grounded in the moment, let them know we were all there. Accidents happen. This isn't gonna stuff happens. This isn't going to affect your visitation. You're not going to get in trouble. Sometimes accidents just happen. We were all there. We all saw it happen. And then follow up was the big thing to keep people calm. The next morning, checking in, making sure she was at the doctor's visit the next morning, and keeping a follow up with the parents on what was going on, what we were going to do, things we could do different in the future. Making sure we got like a tighter eye on the child when they're running towards steps or moving towards steps. And with high energy kids, sometimes things happen, but we can try and plan to head that off as best we can. But that would be a crisis that I helped resolve and helped from escalating into further levels of crisis.